Hey guys, Magic Man here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a game in my Tier 6 Budyonny. I am actually in a division. I typically don't tend to play this ship by myself. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I am working up the Russian cruiser line because, well, I really want to get to the Dmitry Donskoy, and I don't know about the Moskva. The Tier 10 Russian cruiser is excuse me, sort of one of those ships where I'm kind of undecided about it because I'm not a huge fan of battleship play. I just feel like it's too slow for me, and it's a little bit too easy, but that's just my opinion. I'm sure others will vary. Now, this is a Tier 7 game. There's a guy who was saying the Pensacola was a piece of crap. The Pensacola, in my opinion, is not that bad of a ship. It's just misused by a lot of people. But there's a darn Fiji coming up the middle of the map there, so I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at him. And he, of course, is going to fire back at me. But if I give him the angled side of my ship, and there we go. Both of those shots that hit me harmlessly bounced off of the deck. No problem. So we don't lose anything there in that exchange, and we actually do 1,400 points of damage. And there's a farragut. One thing the Budyonny is good at doing is hitting destroyers at long range. However, because of the low caliber guns and just the, I don't know, it seems like bad dispersion on the Russian cruisers. I don't know what the heck the deal is with that. Maybe I'm just too used to playing Japanese cruisers. I feel like the dispersion is better on those ships, but at 11 kilometers, you're going to be pretty lucky if the destroyer kind of gets skinny like that farragut was there to hit, you know, one or two shells. So landed a couple of shots on that farragut. Did some pretty good damage on him. Switching over to AP here to hit this Fiji. And for the citadels being as large on the British cruisers as they are, I'm surprised I didn't get any citadels there. But it is what it is. And that guy is going to be dead as can be, because he just kind of walked into the wolf's den there. So I'm stopping here to see if I can get any more shots in over here. It doesn't look like anybody else has come up the A-cap. So at this point, I was a little undecided on what I was going to do. Looks like they're going to get that farragut, yeah, and everybody gets the farragut. So at this point, my division actually decided to head to B, or at least I did, and they were going to follow. Major Ken is going to go cap the A point, and then he'll be joining us. Now, the Budyonny is definitely not a tanky ship. It's very soft, and it's most definitely a support ship. You know, you're not really going to be taking on several ships in this thing unless you somehow manage to ambush them and get them with some torpedoes. But even then, it's going to be a tough sell because the torpedoes are only 4 kilometer. Most of these guys are going to have a scout plane up, and they're going to spot you long before you ever happen upon them. So I'm going to wait till I rotate around this island a little bit more, and then I was going to open fire, see if I can get some fires rolling on these battleships. And even at 12 kilometers, I find the dispersion a little much for these guns. As you can see, their shells kind of land on either side, and I feel like at this range in a cruiser, you should be landing most of your shells on a battleship, and that just doesn't seem to be the case in this ship, which is, I guess, maybe why I don't like it too much. I feel like I really struggle to land shells on it and do damage. Maybe once I get Demolition Expert on this captain, I'll be doing a little bit better, but until then, I just kind of have to deal with this. Now, I'm doing a lot of zooming in and out here to make sure that nobody is trying to shoot at me. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to eat some damage because I am really the most forward ship here, and I am in a cruiser, so I'm sure all these battleships are going to be looking to try and kill me. But so far, nobody's actually shot at me yet, which is very surprising. And I'm not really doing a whole lot of damage at this point. I wish the reload on these Russian cruisers was just a tad bit faster. Like, say, 6.5 seconds. And kind of aiming at sizing this battleship up. Did get another fire on him, which is going to be good. Trying to get some damage rolling. I should probably just switch targets, but I really wanted this guy to die, and there we go. The fire actually takes him out. And I was letting this other cruiser by me because I did not want to be the most forward ship, but then again, it's Pensacola. He's probably going to get deleted very quickly. That's when we happen upon this Hatsuharu. Set a fire on him, which is going to increase his spotting distance just enough so that I can actually shoot at him a little bit more. And I would have loved to have got some more damage in on this guy. And we actually get another fire, but he is unfortunately out of spotting distance now. And it looks like he actually put out both of those fires because my damage counter immediately stopped moving up as soon as he disappeared. And unfortunately for me, I started a turn right here, and it sucks because this Baron is looking directly at me, but I can't keep sailing in this direction. And unfortunately for me, I eat a ton of damage there. I lose almost half my health. And that's what happens, unfortunately, if a battleship shoots at you in this ship. If they hit you anywhere in the middle of your ship, you're going to usually eat a citadel. So I'm trying to get to the south side of these islands. If I can get over here, I can be fairly protected from the enemy. And I was really wanting to get another fire lit on this Baron. The dude took a bunch of my health, and I'm not very happy about it. Because I'm sure there was a better target to be shooting at here, but at this point I was a little bit upset. And I wanted to make him pay for it, but it just wasn't happening. So since I got my spotter plane up, I'm going to take this opportunity to continue to shell these battleships from behind the island. And this Fuso looked like a pretty good target at the time. And that's when I get spotted. So I know there's a ship somewhere within 17. Yeah. When you have your spotter plane up in the Budyonny, you actually have a stealth fire capability. Your range extends out to 19.9, and you can only be spotted up to 17.3 kilometers out. So, not that that's a huge deal, because at these type of ranges, your dispersion is kind of bad, and you're going to be missing a lot of your shots. Now I'm actually landing quite a few on this Baron, only because he's driving in a straight line. And actually looking at this replay, I should have aimed down a little bit more to hit this New York, but at the time it was just kind of like, and I'm still aiming too high, unfortunately. Yeah, and all those shells land right behind him. Sad day for me, and here come the shells from Dunkirk. So I unfortunately have to continue to rotate around this island, and that's when I actually get a fire on the battleship that I was just shooting at, so that's going to be awesome. I'm not quite sure that I actually have a target that I'm willing to engage at this point. I basically just want to become undetected and get around to the other side of this island, since their whole team is rotating around the other side of the map. I want to put myself in a position where I can fire on them unharassed, basically. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I just need to get around this island and get over to the island that Major Kim seems to have grounded on over there. And yeah, the only person who's going to be in range once I get over here, though, is going to be that York. And that shouldn't be too much of a problem. He is full health, though, so that's kind of... And at the moment, it's not looking too good. We've actually lost a lot of our battleships, and they unfortunately still have 4 of theirs, which is bad news for me, because really all we have left on our team are the cruisers and 2 destroyers, and 2 destroyers could really turn it around for us. We do also have our carrier, and we get another fire lit there. I'm going to try and get a fire on this Dunkirk, because it looks like, I don't know if he just used his damage control or not, but he did have a fire on him and now it's out. So yeah, it looks like he just used his damage control ability, because there's no longer a fire burning on him, and the one I set on him just immediately went out. So I want to be able to get some on him, get some damage rolling while his damage control is down. But it doesn't look like the game is going to give me that fire I want, which is sad. So yeah, now he is behind the cover of the island, and that's when this York comes around. The first shot, not very well aimed in my opinion. I am spotted, but he is not looking at me. It looks like he's shooting at that battleship that grounded. And the carrier on the enemy team is also focusing on that battleship, so that's not good. I was really hoping I'd get a fire on this York. Doesn't look like it's happening though, unsurprisingly. The higher tier ship you shoot at, the harder it is to light a fire on them. Each tier of ship has a passive fire resistance that increases each tier, so that's why it always seems like at lower tiers it's a lot easier to light fires on ships, because it is. And this guy actually missed all of his shots. He actually thought I was going to be backing up, but doesn't matter, because he's actually going to end up eating a torpedo here from Major Ken. It's unfortunate that he didn't eat more of them and die immediately, because we are down quite a few ships at the moment. So it's just me, Major Ken, and the carrier at this point, but it looks like the carrier just killed off the Dunkirk from the flooding, which is great, and that darn Fuso is actually taking a shot at me from behind that island over there, but all his shells are going to miss, thankfully. And I'm going to go ahead and switch over to AP here, I think, in anticipation of this guy actually turning. Yeah, and that's exactly what he's going to do. And man, when people are giving you, opening up their broadside, it just feels like an eternity on this reload. So that was just a little bit too far down. His turning circle was just a tad bit tighter than I thought it was, but it's all good. Gonna get a bunch of citadels there. The Russian AP at these shorter ranges is just excellent, and you can do quite a bit of damage to some cruisers with it. And it really sucks I'm having to open up my side of this New York over here. I'd rather not eat a citadel if I can avoid it. And unfortunately for me, I'm actually getting surrounded right now. I thought this carrier was actually coming in for me, But it turns out he's actually going for Major Ken over there in his destroyer, which is great because it's basically just a wasted drop. While the German destroyers are not the most maneuverable thing in the world, they are more maneuverable than my ship, and I just ate a ton of damage there. I don't think I took a citadel. It was just a lot of penetration damage. That's unfortunately what will happen to you in these ships, and I'm in a bad place right now because I can't angle against both the Fuso and the New York. So this is going to be the end of me right here. Unfortunately, I'm just going to try and deal as much damage as I can before I die, though. And I was really hoping that those AP shots would do more damage than they did. And I'm just getting over penetrations and broken shells. It's just, it's not working out for me. And there we go. That's the end of the game for my particular ship. The Baron actually took me out of the game. Well, actually, it was the Fuso that killed me, but I was a dead man anyways. I had either direction I went, a battleship shooting on my broadside, and Major Ken actually gets a very good torpedo drop in on that Baron. He just sailed right into those torpedoes, so that was great. And that's when our carrier kills the New York. So at this point, it is 2-on-2, and I felt pretty confident about our odds. Major Ken can stealth drop on this Fuso as long as there are no enemy aircraft around to spot him. Now, I was telling him that there were some dive bombers coming in, and that's when they actually disappear off of the screen. Not quite sure where they went. But he's actually getting the heck out of there because our carrier has some more dive bombers coming in, and I believe that they're actually going to take out that Fuso. And this is just a really tight game at this point. We do have the advantage with having both caps, so we have that going for us. At this point, they are going to have to come to us if they want to win this game. And our carrier is bringing in the planes. He drops on him. It looks like he gets 2 fires, one on the bow, one on the superstructure there, and he puts it out. I guess he thought, well, I'm gonna die if I don't, and that's when he eats another dive bomber strike. But unfortunately, our carrier didn't wait long enough to do the drop. And that's when our carrier gets an awesome strafe on this enemy carrier's strike package. He took out so many planes, and oh man, that was really close. And Major Ken actually kills the Fuso with some HE shells there, and that's pretty much going to seal this victory for us. All we have to do at this point is just stay alive, and I was actually pretty ecstatic about this game. It lasted almost, it's going to last a full 20 minutes, and got 2 kills, did 88,000 damage. I felt like I did everything that I needed to do to make sure that we won this game. And we pulled it out just by the slimmest of margins, but you know, a win is a win, regardless of how close it is. But anyways, and those are just some nice little effects that Wargaming throws in there. Those 2 little planes there in the middle of the screen. They're like reconnaissance aircraft. I think there's a base on one of these islands somewhere. And in some of the lower tier maps, they have like little blimps floating around. Just some nice aesthetics when you ever, have time to look around. Those little things are there. But this game's actually going to end on time, and we have enough cap points to pull out the victory. That's the game. Okay, so moving on to the results here. The main reason I wanted to showcase this game was just because of how close it was, not because of any spectacular play on my part or anything, but ended up doing 88,000 damage, got 185 hits, and actually got 5,600 experience, so that wasn't too bad. Overall, I ended up second on the team right after my division mate there, Major Ken, and he did do quite a bit of the heavy lifting. I feel like if it wasn't for him and that carrier, we definitely would have lost that game because it was just so close. But do most of our damage there to the enemy battleships, and that seems to be what I have the most, I don't know, best performances out of this ship, is when I'm burning down battleships. It does excel at killing destroyers too, but that's only if you get in sort of close because of the dispersion on these guns. I don't know, I just feel like it's kind of bad. But I ended up making 277,000 credits off of this match and 5,600 commander experience. But if you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thanks for watching. Okay, so moving on.